Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who are teaching the truth in sincerity, and a shout out to Yakim that's out there in four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. And Yaquat they're also listening. Brakat the Yahweh, Brakat the Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, Brakat Dum. So, well, it looks like this is going to be my main channel, as I've already received my second strike on the other channel. So I'm going to say this is pretty much my main channel. One more strike and I'm out. So Esau's looking to get rid of that channel, of course, because the video that they took down, which was done a while back, was just about how Amalek and the tribe of Yehudah would be at war with each other. Well, of course, because there's a controversy. We're claiming to be the tribe of Yehudah, and they're claiming that they're the tribe of Yehudah, a.k.a. they're calling themselves the Jews. And we're saying we're the Jews. So, that's enough, a.k.a. So-called hate speech, right? Goes against their hate speech policy, which means that we don't like them, because to hate something is to not like it, to unlike it. Well, apparently, and I just got word of this, I haven't seen news clips, but I just can't help but overhearing things. Apparently, Persia, aka Iran, has retaliated and actually did an airstrike against a US base in Iraq. Don't know if that's a false flag or if that actually happened, but we definitely know from the reports of Chris Green, AMTV, and Chad Boksam also have been reporting that the US has been deploying warships over there and been making a lot of moves, to try to come against Iran. Now, this does not mean, though, that there won't be an exchange of fire. It just means that the nuclear war, as spoken of in Revelation, will not break out until the chip, the microchip, the mark of the beast has been made mandatory. Because otherwise, the rest of the scriptures don't make any sense, because those that were cast in the lake of fire were those that took the mark of the beast, took the microchips. So that would have to become mandatory. Now, this being the year of prophecy, well, we're finally starting to see a lot more of Iran in the news. And, also the other prophecy hasn't come to pass yet, and that is the prophecy that Damascus also has to be destroyed. And I believe in that same hours when Babylon the Great, America, will be destroyed because of the other scriptures that are corresponding to it. But that doesn't mean, though, that wars ain't going to be happening. Airstrikes here and there, military bases attacked, assassinations. I mean, look at how long this war with Syria has happened and Damascus hasn't fallen yet. Even though, for a while, it was looking like a ruinous heap, there was a time when Damascus looked just as bad as Aleppo, but even Aleppo's been rebuilt. So Damascus hasn't been taken away from being a city yet. But look at how long, Amalek has been at war with Syria for a very, very long time now. It just, the bigger prophecy of Damascus being taken away and becoming a ruinous heap hasn't happened yet. So the same thing going with Persia. Of course, there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. That's what Yahushua had told us. And we're seeing it. We're seeing a lot of wars happening. So, of course, Persia is going to be in there. And Libya, all of them. Gomer and all his bands. We're going to see all these exchanges of fire before the nuclear war finally breaks out. Make no mistake about it. Of course, Iran had every right to respond. There was a drone strike done, and that killed a very important leader who was very much responsible for the defeat of ISIS, because they were the ones going after the terrorists, because the United States and its proxies are the terrorists. So, of course, they want to go after the terrorists responsible. So, of course, they're going to strike at a U.S. base. If that ends up being true, could be a false flag. This wouldn't be the first time that they've done little things like this to try to provoke war. Look at all the other shit, that happened. Even with Iraq, they tried to say that Iraq had killed this other Amalekite, because it was an Amalekite, by the way, who pretended to be from the Middle East, and said that they stole incubators and all this shit. And it was just a goddamn fucking Amalekite that made up the stories, but everybody believed it, Lots of people got killed in that, Same thing here, The U.S., whore, controlled by Amalek, is drawing everybody in, pretty much, that's just it, though. is Amalek's secret weapon has always been America. America's always done their bidding for them, because how is going to Iraq or going into Yemen or any of these things beneficial to the United States? It's not. It's beneficial to Amalek because Amalek wants it all. They're the 1% that want everything, that do control everything. They control the news. They control what you believe, So, of course, Iran has always been demonized for many years, ever since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, when they threw out the puppet government and then became their own independent government led by the Ayatollah. They've been demonized ever since then. They've been demonized as terrorists, but yet they're the very ones that have actually kept the Middle East free from terrorism, And that's just it, though. Not just Magog has been a guard onto Syria and onto these other places, but so has Persia, all of them. Gomer and all his bands, Gomer plays its interest in this, because they had a deal with the United States, but the best allies have deceived thee, and is no longer part of the beast, And we've seen the pullout of Gomer, even though they're named as a NATO country, but yet at the same time, they're slowly but surely getting away from it. Of course, because they know that they can get a better system with Magog. The United States has been getting in their business about the S-400s, so now they got the Su-35s because they had pretty much put a halt on the F-35s, Amalek has them, the other half of Amalek, a.k.a. Israeli state. So you got all these things going on, but make no mistake about it, my channel, Confusion of Face Reading, ain't going to be on there much longer, so download what you can while it's still up, because I guarantee you that I'm probably going to be out in the next month or so on that channel, so just subscribe to this channel, Israelite Foreigner Reading. Also subscribe to Israelite Foreigner Reading too, in case you start fucking with this one. I don't have a lot of subscribers on there. Now, this ain't about views or subscriptions anyways. Nonetheless, though, it still feeds the elect, because I know the elect are tuned in. I know the brother Malcolm watches me. I also know the brother Kazak watches me, and I know that even Apostle Kabar has watched my videos before, because I've corresponded with all of them. And I believe even Apostle Tahar has looked at my videos. So what I've been doing in the meantime with the downsizing, my power's still out, by the way, upstairs where the computer is, and I have continued doing downsizing. Again, I'm moving from a 4-bedroom apartment that I switched to a 2-bedroom duplex. Now from a 2-bedroom duplex, have to downsize a lot more to fit into a 2-bedroom apartment. So the room is filled with all the stuff because I had to move very quickly. My worker, who was with me, decided to leave me on the truck with all that stuff. I kind of explained all this in the other videos. So it's been going on there. So, of course, like everything else, I'm not on the computer because there's no power upstairs. So you can't even turn on the light, and the shades, they don't work. You move from one ghetto to another, It's just things that we have to do with, And then come to find out, when I had done that video yesterday, sure enough, I couldn't upload to my main channel because, again, so-called hate speech. And I noticed that even Apostle Tahar is not on the, what is the 666 mark channel. I don't know if that channel's taken down completely, but he's been on GMS Doc YouTube, So they're doing it to the apostles too, so I don't believe I'm being spewed out. Chastised? Yeah, probably. Is there things I need to repent of? Like always, I'm not perfect. None of us, not even the elect, are perfect. But we're trying to perfect that of what we teach, which is why we often call upon ourselves and others to repent while this mercy is still open. There's a lot of things that we all need to be working on, and we do the best of our abilities to repent of the things that we know we need to take care of, doing a self-diagnostics, which is my prayer video. So either way, though, it's look like the drums of war are beating, but World War III, a.k.a. the nuclear war part of it, cannot break out until the mark of the beast, the RFID, is made mandatory worldwide. But will there be more exchanges of fire, airstrikes, attacks between Iran and the United States and Iraq and all them places? Of course. It's called the Valley Yehoshaphat. All these nations are going to be fighting each other. Gomer and all his bands, they're all going to be fighting with each other until the final day of destruction comes. When Edom is finally taken out of power and Yahushua comes to gather the elect from the four quarters of the earth. That's a day we're looking forward to. It's good for us, not so good for Esau. So for that, I want to say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash, Wa Abba Babal. Barak Thub, your hopeful elect. Shalom.